Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, and we are talking with Dr. Sharma and not doctor, but Miss Pam Geyer, a nurse specialist with pain management, and we're talking about the addiction of opioids and such. We were going to shift gears, but actually we have a caller that has a question for either Dr. Sharma or Pam. Christy, you still there?
I am.
Hi, Christy. Welcome to Aging with Power. Thanks for calling in.
Great show, really great show.
Well, thanks.
But
You had a question?
I do. I have actually a couple questions, and one is probably Dr. Sharma and Pam both could answer these. How about opiate addiction in seniors? I know it's like a 92-year-old lady who her daughter says that she's been taking things to check out her whole life, whether it's alcohol or whatever else it is. So now she's got this addiction to Norco, and daughter kind of wants to stop her from taking it, and this little 92-year-old lady's a little bit flipped out over it. I mean, she's screaming at night, and she says she's in pain. What direction is the best way to go for that when you have seniors? And will it kill her if she takes, for the rest of her life, that she just takes those pills and makes it okay?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
92. Let her have. No, I'm sorry.
That's what I say. No, I say let her have a party like a rock star.
That's not uncommon that we do find more seniors, because they did come out of that time period that, where we were managing everything with opioids and more is better. Now we learn that more is not better. And actually, when people take too much of it or too high of a dose, they actually become more sensitive to things that shouldn't make them sensitive to pain. We call it hyperanalgesia, which just means, if I touch you, it shouldn't hurt you. The people that have high doses of opioids that they've taken over a long period of time can develop that to where things that normally should not cause pain do cause pain. And so
could it be the opioid? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Could it be the opioids are not working any longer?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, or that dose isn't working any longer. And facilities now have done studies, and Dr. Sharma's probably reviewed them also, that where they've shown if they cut back sometimes as much as half of the dosing that somebody is taking, they actually get better pain relief because they're no longer in that hyperanalgesic state.
Gotcha.
But age being irrelevant, wouldn't the weaning process be the same for her as anyone else addicted?
Well, it would be, but then there are kind of, as Dr. Sharma was talking during the break, there are other comorbidities, meaning other illnesses as we get older that do come into play. And I think that's really, your expertise to take a statement at that.
It's an excellent question. As a healthcare community, we have been struggling with these issues, for a long time. Mm-hmm. There are two aspects. One is drug dependence. Second is palliative care. 92 actually is a new 70 nowadays, as people are living healthier, longer. So if someone is 92, we still have to treat them as they are a full person or holistic person. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, they cannot even tell us where the pain is or the score. As Pam would tell you, we ask for pain scale, and it's very subjective. Mm-hmm. But if someone has Alzheimer's or dementia or any memory problems, they cannot even tell us what the scores are. Sometimes they are angry and they say it's 12 on the scale of 0 to 10, which doesn't mean that they have 12 pain, but you have to address. With the advancing age, we have to be careful because pharmacologically, our body changes. Our fat storage, our blood volume. So one have to be very careful in weaning someone off if they are of advanced age.
And you think that this, and what do you think, Christy, is what the family has shared? I mean, is the lady really in pain, or is she just loving the high like we talked about before?
Well, as Dr. Sharma just said, it's so subjective. I mean, anybody who's screaming out in pain, to me, they must be in some kind of pain. I mean, something is making them do that, even if it's just an addiction. So, daughter wants to cut her off these medications, and, I don't get that. I think that they should give them to her to stop that pain. But, that what Pam just said about hyperanalgesia. That's very interesting. So that might be the problem with her.
Well, any weaning process for anyone that has been on any medication, and it's not unique to opioids, is a very, very difficult process and should not be done just by a family member. They really need to consult with a physician that's been prescribing and managing that pain so that they can develop a plan to kind of, we call it titrate, but it's just another word for wean, where gradually things can be stepped down and gradually other non-opioid interventions could be introduced to help with that. And I'm really very proud. At Henry Mayo, we've developed we've modified our pain scale to where we are now putting functional assessments to the numbers so that it is not just a number. Truly, thankfully, in our lifetime, the majority of people will never, ever, ever experience a 9 or 10 pain. That's just battlefield injuries, crushing injuries from a trauma. They're just so horrific that we will not ever experience that, and that's a blessing. But we need to really look at the functionality, and really, if she's got the forthwith to really be angry and mad about even a discussion about changing her medication, there is room there to be able to do something with that, because cognitively she's engaged. She understands what's going on here. But please do not do that without the supervision of a physician. It becomes very dangerous.
Very good. Can I ask one really quick more question? If somebody is taking, say, just 2 Norco a day, just 2, can they become addicted with just those 2 pills?
Well, absolutely that can happen, but there's a difference between addiction and dependence. Dependence is an expected outcome taking a medication. An individual who takes insulin for their diabetes is dependent on that. Blood pressure medications, heart medications, antidepressants for people that are struggling with that. Dependence is expected and is not a bad thing. And so often we confuse that with addiction, and they're not the same. Can one become the other? It can, but it doesn't automatically go that way.
Gotcha.
All right,
you guys.
We got to run, Christy. Thanks for calling in. But yeah, tell that family member not to be the physician. They need to get professional help.
I will do it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Christy. Thanks for calling
Bye-bye.
in. Folks, that takes us to our last break. We come back. We will wrap the show. We didn't really get to some dementia, but we may throw 1 or 2 nuggets at you if we have time. But we'll be right back. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, and we're wrapping up a great show with Pam Geyer, pain management nurse specialist for Henry Mayo, Newhall Hospital, and Dr. Sharma, board-certified psychiatrist and clinical pharmacologist, discussing the epidemic of pain management and pain addiction, pain management. Pain pills, addiction, opioids. We were going to kind of delve into some dementia and stuff, but we're just so many good things that we covered on the other topic that we'll just have to have Dr. Sharma back to kind of get in that a little bit. But again, great questions by the caller, Christy, that just called in, that family members try to become the expert, and it goes right into what you were saying, Pam, how judgmental family members will get. Just stop it. So again, let's tie a little bow into what we were talking about is, if you have a family member, if you yourself are self-evaluating that you may have an issue, looking at both the holistic and emotional and psychiatric viewpoint, as well as the physical addiction and withdrawals, what would you say to a family or a person, guys, if they now need to, this little 92-year-old lady aside, what would you suggest their journey, their step, their solution to be?
Well, I really appreciate that family comment, and if the family's listening, I want to say that they're coming from a place of love. They really do understand the severity of these medications, and so I don't want to belittle that. It's great to have somebody to love you and care about you. But if you or a family member is in that situation, you really need to get to help, and that help needs to come from a provider that has that skill and expertise. Dr. Sharma has wonderfully spoke about the holistic treatment of this condition, and that doesn't always happen. Like he said, people want to look at the physical becomes almost easy. It's the emotional, the psychiatric, the anxiety, the even the guilt. I mean, a lot of times these patients, they feel guilt because I'm taking something and I know it's not really good, but I really feel I need it, but I don't want to tell anybody, and it becomes very, very difficult for them. So I want to really encourage family members to, continue to care and love your family member, but then also please, become a part of their health care, become a part of those physician visits, become a part of those counseling sessions, participate in all of that, because I think they'll learn too kind of what's going on from that, holistic assessment that Dr. Sharma spoke about so eloquently.
And can your body, as far as withdrawals, can it be? I'd heard someone, and everyone loves to talk over coffee about this, but that your organs could actually start to malfunction if you try to pull away too quickly.
Absolutely. So it is not something for somebody to do. And again, we're talking someone that's had long-term use of an opioid. Now, if you've just had surgery and you've taken them for a couple days, you don't have to worry about stopping your Norco. But if you've been on it for months to years, you need a specialist to help you with that. That's just not something that you want to take on, because your heart becomes impaired, your kidneys become impaired. There are so many systems in the body that are going to be at risk if you decide just to do that.
And Christy, if you're still listening, that's something to share with the daughter who's thinking of pulling the rug out from that 92-year-old lady as well. So guys, how can someone get a hold of you if they say, you know what, this is something that I need to explore? Pam, what's the contact information for you?
Most welcome to contact me. My information at Henry Mayo is 661-713-4309, or you're welcome to email me. It would be Geyer, GEYERPA, at henrymayo.com.
And how about you, Dr. Sharma?
My phone number is 747-998-0394, and my email is asharma, ASHARMA, at Asclepius, which is spelled ASCLEPES.com. We do provide free memory testing and other counseling, so please call us.
And folks, if you missed any part of the show, you can listen to the podcast at hometownstation.com. You can call KHTS or myself if you didn't get the contact information for Pam or Dr. Sharma, and I'd be happy to pass it along. But that does bring us to the end of the hour. Wow, that just flew by, didn't it?
It did go very fast.
And I'd like to thank Pam and Dr. Sharma for joining us. If you have any specific topic requests, folks, shoot me an email, Myles with a Y at comfortkeepers.com. I'll bring on the subject matter experts to address those topics. And again, put on your save the date for February 27th for the Celebrity Waiter Dinner, benefiting our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center, and also the Santa Clarita Fun Run through our Chamber of Commerce, and also benefiting from that this year will be Wish Foundation that we've brought back on board to be a benefactor as well. So again, thanks for joining us. Check out the podcast if you missed any part of the show. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. And remember, folks, aging is not a disease, it's a journey. So do it with power.